Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Snodacast. This is episode 3. Wow, I was drastically off. All right, so this is episode 3, everybody. And I'm your host, Black Chef 56. I'm, of course, joined by the one, the only DJ Lionheart, aka Leon.
Hey guys.
All right. And, of course, we're also joined by What a Joe, formerly known as Joker. Because, of course, we are.
I am just the way that I have to be where you want me to be. Silent.
Sure, let's go with that. And of course, we're also joined by Gallows, coming live from his brand new apartment.
Yep, I finally got a new apartment and stuff, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, so it can't be any normal episode of the podcast without asking the age-old question of how was everybody's week. We're going to go ahead and go into weekly updates, everybody. So we're going to go the normal route. Leon, how was your week, buddy?
It was definitely good after a horrible week last week. Some good news. I got my unemployment reinstated, so
That's good.
I get to start claiming that Sunday actually. So
That's good.
Spent a couple days with a couple other buddies live on his Twitch. That was fun.
Absolutely.
And other than that, I've been doing a lot of work at home, getting wood cut because it's been terrible weather. It's freaking cold.
Right.
Hey, that's Southern Oregon for you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. Alrighty then. So, Joe, I gotta ask, how was your week, buddy?
Well, it's been more of the same.
Care to further elaborate on that?
I'm just trying to stay alive and make it to spring.
So that is a no. Anyways.
And I hope that I could bloom like a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah, more like a moth. But anyways, that being said, Gallows, how was your week, buddy?
If you say that.
Really, really good actually. Honestly, like I said earlier in the brief, I got a new apartment already. Just selling it in, still moving stuff around and unboxing stuff. You know how it is.
Right.
But other than that, it's been actually a really great week actually.
Well, that's good. All right. Well, my week has actually been relatively normal. I got new gauges for my bearded dragon, and apparently now his humidity level is down to 10% on his hot side, and that's not good. It's supposed to be anywhere from 20 to 30% humidity, so that's not good. And apparently the other one has already fallen down, so allow me to fix that.
Family as a lizard parent. How could you?
Shut up. Alright, I'm gonna increase his humidity. Ow. Ah, that is unfucking protected glass. That fucking hurts. Alright, I just spritzed some water. Like, that is literally a corner of glass that just went into my elbow. So, as long as I'm not bleeding, we're good to go. Alrighty then. So, we are also gonna go ahead and go into Now Showing. This week for Now Showing, we have Vox Machina Season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Even though there's been shitty D&D news for the past couple of weeks, and will probably continue to go forward, at least we have Vox Machina Season 2.
Oh yeah.
So, Leon, go ahead. You've already seen some of this.
Yeah, I've watched the 3 episodes that they have on Amazon Prime, and they're just really great. I can't wait to see what else they're going to do for this season, dealing with what they ended on with. For those who, spoiler, haven't seen that part, gonna deal with some dragons.
More of those.
I'm very interested in that.
Yeah,
for sure, because I do remember that actually happening. Is they ended it on like a shitload of fucking dragons just coming through.
4 dragons just heading down to the city that they're in, and Oh boy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
To be afraid of.
Oh yes, because they're
Now, if you don't bring back David Tennant to voice all of them, I'm going to be very disappointed.
it's 4 different species of dragons. So
Ooh,
yeah.
Hmm. Gem
very
dragon.
interesting for sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say which species of dragons for D&D, but they're not good.
I bet.
Let's just put it that way. They're not good.
I can imagine. Yeah,
If you're referring to chromatics, then yeah, they're not.
yeah.
When it comes to like D&D stuff like that,
So I'm assuming that's going to be like the first arc of this season is going to be the dragon arc, because if I remember correctly, that was like the first 2 episodes of the last season.
Yeah,
I believe
dealing
it
with
was.
a blue dragon.
Oh yeah, it was a
Yeah,
blue
yeah.
dragon. Yeah. All right. No, I thought it was a lightning dragon.
They
One that
actually
was
said
David Tennant. Yeah.
they actually Keyleth actually says it was a blue dragon.
Ah, okay.
They're no joke.
Ooh.
What'd you say, Gallows?
I said that's cool. I thought like what Shad said, I thought it was a lightning dragon or something like that.
Yeah, because I remember
They had
lightning.
a character
Yeah,
who's
if I
dragonborn.
remember correctly, some blue dragons can shoot lightning. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Right.
And I ain't digging through my books.
Alrighty then.
Just know
So,
there's a character. that
you
was a
guys can
dragonborn.
all check out. I believe it's the first 2 episodes, right?
First 3.
First 3 episodes of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime right now. I believe it came out this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, or was it last? No, it came out
I
Friday,
believe
right?
I believe it was
It's right here.
Wednesday or something. Oh no, it was Friday. Came out on
It's Friday,
the 19th.
yeah.
Okay,
All
I'll watch it
right.
after this.
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely going to be watching it. The music kind of glitched
yeah.
out for a little bit. Anyways, on to our first topic of the night. So, just to clarify, everybody has seen this show that we're about to talk about, right? Everybody has seen the first episode of this show?
Yeah.
Well, regardless if you have or haven't, we are going to not be going through spoilers. We're just going to be giving our overall thoughts of the first episode of The Last of Us premiered this last Sunday
That's enough
And-
for me.
on HBO Max. And I have to say, terrifying opening. Loved the
Yes.
hell out of it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
It
Just
reminded
this
me of the
interview
opening of the
alone.
video game.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about. Well, yeah, there was that. That was great. That was handled extremely well. But I'm talking about like the interview from the '60s, which
Oh,
yeah.
it doesn't
That
seem
was
like
cool.
it ties to anything. But that was cold as hell, especially because you do see the brother from the Mummy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget his name, but he's great. I love him. Anytime
It took
anytime
me
he
a
shows
second
up.
to realize who he was. I'm like,
Yeah,
you look familiar. Who the fuck are you?
For my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans, he is also one of the villains in the robot arc. Gallows.
Which one?
You already know what is happening.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Be back.
Beat the arc, Christian.
It's been a while since
Well-
I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
My mother watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like crazy.
We
so,
all watched it.
Yeah. I
didn't
watched
watch
bits
the
and
last
pieces of it. I was
season,
like,
though.
oh, hey, that's the guy from The Mummy. And my mom goes, yeah, shut up. Anyway, and just...
What's the actor's name?
I forget his name, but he is a great actor. And I might murder this new thing that I got, so...
Okay, well, make sure to put me on your list for last.
Of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
my cousin was in the
um,
chat, and unfortunately, she has to go deal with her baby. She's got to attend to him. So,
It's
I
important.
actually talked to a friend of mine, and we went into a lengthy conversation about episode 1.
oh yeah, it's a great episode. I hated where it ended. That was the one thing that pissed me off. Is I
Yeah.
did not like where it ended. I'm like, bro, come on. You at least got to show us some clickers in the first episode. Come on.
Right? We saw
Those are some
like
zoomies.
really nothing in episode 1, which I think was a good thing. But
but you're
also,
still not through like the first hour, 2 hours of the first game, and you had an
mhm.
hour and 20 minutes of doing this. Like I get
Yeah.
it's supposed to be building the tension. I understand that, and
Mhm.
that's fine. But my biggest thing is it just comes down to like, okay, so you can at least show us the evolution of these infected people long
Yeah.
before what we end up doing. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. It's like I think I'm excited to see Clickers because it seems like we're going to just hop right into it, and I am
I'm hoping
excited for
so.
that tomorrow, 100%. And there is Gallows; he is back. All right, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I who the actors that they got to play Joel and Eddie.
Nope,
Damn
nope,
it, Gallows.
nope. Damn it, Gallows.
I barely joined. What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's doing it again. So what the fuck?
I don't know.
It
Hold
wouldn't
on.
be It wouldn't be a podcast without Gallows fucking up.
Abso-goddamn-lutely. Alrighty then. So our other viewer is now my bearded dragon, as you can clearly tell.
Yeah. Anyway, I love the two actors that they got for Joel and Ellie.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
great casting choice for sure.
I
really enjoyed
as I was watching this, I'm like, the way the actress portrays Ellie is like so similar to the video game. It's scary.
I would say the one thing where it differs is Ellie in the video game eventually becomes grizzled and hardened. We're good.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, we're
Is that
we're better. Yeah. So I will say this. No, we're not.
All right. Well, I'm going to call it a night, guys. I'm not
All
going
right,
to.
it's good seeing you guys. I apologize.
Later. Bye.
We'll try to get you something. Don't worry, it'll be a while though.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Deuces. All right, so we're gonna be setting up a GoFundMe for Gallows. We're gonna go ahead and try to get him a laptop. If anybody would like to send 5 cents or 10 cents, you're more than welcome to. I'm kidding. We'll eventually figure it out inside. But that being said, back onto The Last of Us. I will say this: this Ellie is a lot more world weary, and I like that it's automatically that way because there's no way this girl would have survived being as innocent as she was in the first game. So it's just one of those things. It's like I can understand why they did it the way they did. Now I hate the fact that everybody's getting onto this actress because her face looks a little different compared to what Ellie's was. Which, fuck you if you do that. It's they're not gonna look like. I remember there were people bitching and moaning about Joel not having a full beard because Pedro Pascal couldn't grow a full beard. Now, granted, that one's more arguable because with movie magic, you can make a pretty convincing beard. It's not that you can't. And it's just one of those things. Like I get it. You want it to look a little bit more realistic, and not everybody can grow a full beard. I understand. So it's just one of those things. It's like those are nitpicks. You don't have to always have nitpicks in order to fucking affect your opinion of the show. Now, if there's like more nitpicks than good things, then you're more than open to your opinion. And honestly, I would say like Thor: Love and Thunder has great moments. However, why am I repeating?
That was me. I was trying to get the link again.
No, you good,
for a friend.
Eddie, at least you.
I thought Joe had like the fucking, for whatever reason he had his like speakers going or some shit. Oh.
I was gonna say, well, at least at that point you have voice and
my point is like I would say Thor: Love and Thunder. My biggest thing is it's fine. However, it just doesn't slow the fuck down and shut up. And that's what Thor Ragnarok actually knew how to do. There's one moment where it's like, okay, shut the fuck up. And that was when Asgard was being destroyed. It was kind of a big joke. Like, the damage is not too bad. We can rebuild. Oh, no, it's completely gone. I was like, okay, you could have shut up on that one. Like, I get, like, as soon as, like... Yeah, well, and, like, the thing is, like, honestly, it could have been, the damage is not too bad. We can rebuild. We can restart civilized... And just cut it off there. That would have been funny, but you still could have had that moment of silence for Asgard gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things. It's like, I don't think Taika Waititi is a bad director. However, when it comes to trying to write and direct, you don't need to let him do that. And that was the biggest problem of that. So with Last of Us, I would say the reason why I brought that up is because I have more nitpicks about that movie than I do good things. So that's why I don't really like Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, when it comes to
And
Last of Us, I have minor nitpicks. I would say I'm going to kill this fucking thing. I know you guys heard it again, and it's terrifying my bearded dragon. So
what?
we'll figure it out. Okay, so
Good
this is a digital thermometer.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, this 3M thing does not want to fucking stick. So therefore, I shall grab, if I can find it. Where the fuck? Oh. My apologies. Technical difficulties, folks. Ugh.
Always. Every episode.
Every fucking episode, you're
Helps,
goddamn.
it helps bring excitement to the episode. So
You think we would have figured it out by now, but it's
No,
always something different.
It's always something different. It always keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
Continue.
For my thoughts on it, I only have one gripe, and I guarantee you two know what I'm talking about. And this is what my friend and I talked about, where they got rid of the spores.
So I don't
Yeah.
mind how they changed it. I will say this: I don't mind how they changed it. It makes it less. It makes less sense how it would spread though because of that.
Mhm. Yeah.
However, it is just one of those things. Like I get it for a TV show. You don't want to have just like, oh, look out for the spores. You can't see them. Like I get it. And like a video game, you can make it work. In a show, I understand you're going to change. And this is not supposed to be a direct adaptation of the game. This is
Yeah.
supposed to be an homage to the elements of the game.
Yeah.
So it's
And
just
I
one of those
totally
things.
get
It's like,
that.
yeah, absolutely. So as long
My
as you
friend and I were
understand,
talking about, it's like, she brought up, was like, was it like a budget issue? And I'm like, I highly doubt that, because it's the same company that did House of the Dragon, where they sunk in $1 million per episode or something ridiculous like that.
no, you're confusing your fantasy shows, good sir. That was Lord of the Rings. They sunk like $1 billion.
Oh,
They sunk $1
okay,
million.
okay.
Yeah, they sunk $1 million.
I forget what the. Either way, but like they could have done a spores area where like it literally be like a. We went off as like it could be a fucking phone filter.
True. However, it's just one of those things. I don't necessarily hate that change.
Mm-hmm.
It works better in a
It's
video
just one
game.
of my minor nitpicks that.
Oh yeah. It
like,
still doesn't. It doesn't
kind of
heavily affect the show.
messes up
100%.
just a bit, like especially when they find out Ellie's immune.
Yeah. No, that felt
was the
incredibly
thing.
rushed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That felt like super duper rushed. I was like, okay, I get that you're trying to wrap up the episode. However, there's a few moments that I'd be like, yeah, I can cut like 5 minutes out of that, and you probably have enough time to.
I think they should have waited to reveal Ellie's immunity to episode 2.
I don't disagree, but I also do. Like, I disagree and don't disagree at the same time.
Or like the very end, like how have that reveal end the episode. I think that would have been good too.
Well, and that's essentially what they did, but it's just like one of those things you got to let that marinate. And I think the way that they've revealed it, it's like, oh shit, she's it's like no, it's like 3 weeks old. It's like okay, it has to be fresh. She has to be lying. It's like no, it doesn't look fresh. You know, that kind of shit. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Do you know what
that
we're
was
doing?
my main nitpick about that. And,
Oh yeah, no, I
but
get
other
it.
than
That's
that,
my
the
other
show was
major nitpick.
amazing.
Oh yeah, the first episode is fantastic. I love the atmosphere. I was at first I was nervous that they were aging up his daughter. I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. However, it is so incredibly harsher to see that.
Mhm.
Hi, can I help you?
I think he wants to say a few words.
Do you want to say something about The Last of Us, even though I didn't watch it with you? I watched it at work. Okay,
I wish
yeah,
I
no,
could
you
watch
watch
it.
on your bitch. Or not. Hey, you. Listen here. You're gonna go back in here, okay?
No, human, I shall not obey. Wait,
Go into your
what
home. Go into home.
I thought you went on your neck for a moment.
No.
For a moment.
He's about to jump in there. He's about to yeet. Go ahead and yeet. There you go. He yeeted himself in.
Hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have
I
any
can't
food.
wait for more.
What?
Oh
no, 100%. I cannot wait for the next episode, even though I am going to have to wait for the next episode. My coworkers, I watched it with them, and they, one of my coworkers is like, "Bitch, you better get used to watching this shit on Mondays." I was like, "All right, cool, I guess."
Trying to start downloads.
Nah, not really. It's just one of those things. He's like, he doesn't have HBO. I do.
I don't either.
Well, fuck off, bitch. You know the reason why.
Trust me, I'll give you $1 million just to.
If you give me $1 million, I will give you your HBO Max back. However, I doubt that's very seriously going to happen. So,
Actually, I could do a lot more than that with $1 million.
Wait, if you give him $1 million, why aren't you getting your own damn HBO Max?
Exactly what I'm fucking saying. Like, at that point, if you get $1 million, you better let me on your HBO Max. I'm sick and tired of paying for this shit. Are you kidding me?
Right?
What do I get out of the deal?
Life?
Friendship.
I thought we already
And
had
the lack
that.
of a boot up your ass.
Okay, well, that we don't already have, but the friendship.
I would be very surprised if you didn't already have a boot up your ass. Or I would be very surprised if you already did. All right. Well, anyway, so that being said, we're going to go ahead and go into our next topic. Our next topic is, what's your favorite scary movie? That's right. We have Scream Roman numeral 6. The official trailer has released. I believe it came out on like Monday.
Yeah, I think it was
So
like
I wanna
Monday or
say-
Tuesday or something like that.
It was a weird day. It was like a big weekday. But I will
Which
say
is
this.
weird
this
for
this
trailers in general, if I remember correctly. Is like, why would you
trailers
release it
usually
on
come
a...
out like Tuesdays or like the end of the week is usually
Yeah.
like that's the go-to. Like, so I will say this. I am heavily excited about this movie, just because there is the possibility of Stu Macher, aka Matthew Lillard, coming back. And it's one of those things that, for those of you that don't know, if you don't follow a lot of Scream news, Matthew Lillard, played Stu Macher in the first movie. And I guess spoilers, he was one of the Ghostface in that first movie. And he gets a TV knocked on his head. And so apparently that's how he, quote-unquote, dies. That's how he, quote-unquote, dies. But Matthew Lillard was actually supposed to come back as Stu Macher in the third movie. And he was supposed to be like leading this cult of Ghostface. And so what unfortunately happened with that is the Columbine shooting happened like 2 weeks before they were supposed to start principal photography. And that halted everything. So unfortunately, it was just going to be revealed that he was alive the whole time. And it's just one of those things that I do know that Nev Campbell is not going to be in this movie. So I would think that if you're going to be bringing back legacy characters, like you've already brought back Kirby from Scream 4, I think it personally makes sense to bring back Stu. Just because they keep hinting at it. The mask looks worn and weathered, which makes me think it might be Stu's original mask. And it's just one of those things, like you also see a shrine to all the Ghostface. You also see Stu's smoking jacket in there. It's just one of those things. It's like there's so many hints at this being Stu, especially like the store scene. He doesn't give a fuck. He literally stabs a guy right then and there. That's a dude that's got like fucking commitment, and I think that this is Stu getting some fucking revenge. I really think so.
Stop giving a shit. Basically.
Yeah. Basically, and I'm super pumped for this movie. Even if Stu isn't in there, I'm super pumped for this movie. I think it's going to be fantastic. Even though minor spoilers, they did kill off a legacy character in the last movie, and that hit home. So I think that they might be doing it again. I just don't know where they're going with it. Is the unfortunate problem. They killed off 2 legacy characters if you count Scream 4 as a legacy with it. So it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah. But Hayden Panettiere's coming back. I'm super pumped for this. What did you guys think of the trailer?
Me personally, I didn't watch the trailer just because for me, I'm not really a big Scream fan.
Understandable. And please get the fuck out.
Fuck you too, man. I'm when it comes to horror movies, I'm kind of picky with it.
Okay, understandable. I
with
can
most of
understand
my
that.
horror movies. Like, I like Freddy Krueger. I like Michael Myers. I like all the classics. I don't know. Scream just doesn't hit that cup of tea for me, you know?
Have you given it a rewatch lately?
Not lately.
I would
Yeah,
recommend it. I would recommend a rewatch. Just of the first. Honestly, of all of them, I would give it a rewatch just because I think personally, I was another person. I was like, man, Scream just seems stupid, and then I finally gave it a shot because I was like, okay, cool. I know how much Scary Movie was making fun of Scream. Like, I know certain
Yeah.
deaths. I was like, okay, I know where the setup is with this. So it's just one of those things. Like, okay, I get that. However, it was also like I finally gave it a chance because the new one was coming out, and I saw the kill counts as well, and those heavily intrigued my interest. I was like, okay, I want to give these a chance, and I finally watched them, and I fell in love. I'm like, okay, I love this type of humor. It's meta, but it's not too self aware to where it damages itself, i.e., fucking Velma. But we're not gonna get into that shitstorm.
Oh
Nope.
God. Oh God. No.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, by the
Oh.
way, did you hear the rumors that Scooby is going to be a female, a human
No, it's
female?
not
that's gonna be
rumors. It's
Shaggy?
confirmed.
It
Yeah.
is confirmed, man.
It's gonna be
Scooby-
it's gonna be
Okay,
Shaggy's love
Scooby
interest.
is a human female, and they're
Yeah.
dating.
Ah,
And I'm like, I haven't even watched the first episode
That's
yet.
one
As
thing
soon
I
as I
must
heard that,
remark.
I was like, I'm out.
you
no.
lost me at that point. Now,
Yeah,
fuck
you lost me at that point.
Bruce
Oh,
is speak
and
freely.
apparently, she went on an interview the other day.
To a degree,
Apparently,
Joe.
yeah,
I will
yeah.
let you speak freely, but let
Apparently,
Yeah.
she went. The writer who also voices Velma. Apparently,
Yeah,
was
Mindy Kaling.
interviewed. Yeah, apparently she was interviewed on one of the talk shows last night, and they were talking about it. And I guess she's mainly complaining about the viewers who are watching it, the negativity. No, you completely took a childhood icon and
Butchered
fucked it. Fucked it up
And
completely.
here's the thing: it's not that we, as Scooby Doo fans, don't want an adult version of Scooby Doo. We've been begging for it.
We want an adult Scooby Doo. Like, don't get me wrong, the movies were
They're
kind of
fairly
adultish.
adult. Well,
They
you know
have
the
a lot
reason
of
why,
adult
though, right?
humor and whatnot.
You know the reason why, right? Well, A, you
Why?
had James Gunn writing them. That's the biggest thing. But B, originally the first one was going to be rated R. It was going to be a live action rated R version of Scooby Doo.
Now, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
Dude, I mean,
actually going
That
to be
would have
rated
been
R.
actually really interesting.
But then the studio saw the R-rated cut, and they're like, "This is terrible. Why would you want to show this to people? Because parents are going to take their kids to this." And it's like, okay, well, we can re-edit it. You know, it's like we can slim it down a little bit, and it's like, yeah, please do. But now I would love to see what James Gunn, especially because I mean, granted, I know he's head of DC, but I would love to see what he would do with like an adult.
he still works.
anim-
He's still working with Warner Brothers, and that's a
Exactly,
big Warner
but,
Brothers.
like, I know
property,
that-
Scooby Doo.
yeah.
So like,
I know.
dude, give
Yeah,
us
absolutely. Give us what Velma couldn't. Give us an adult
Yeah.
animated version of Scooby Doo
That's actually fun to watch.
that's actually funny. And like that's the thing is like I think personally James Gunn's humor works well with like a harsh rated R version of Scooby Doo, and
Or
it's still
release-
lighthearted.
or release the original the rated R version of the Scooby Doo movie.
There was a
would've been
rough
so
cut.
cool.
There was no special effects added anywhere. It was just a rough cut, and they saw a lot of the humor, and they're like, nah, bro. That's why it feels awkward in the first one. It's like, man, I feel like they were gonna go the extra mile with certain jokes, and they just kind of cut it off. It was heavily reshot and it was heavily re-edited. So it's just one of those things. But anyway, we're talking about Scream. So I would
Yeah.
love to talk about the rated R cut of Scooby-Doo. And actually, we're working on something. We might actually be doing that at some point. So I think that'll be a good first, what will eventually happen, i.e., let me just say it's, we'll call it Reels. We're going to keep it at that. And we're going to keep it, we're going to, yeah, exactly. So anyways, Scream 6, wholeheartedly recommend checking out any of the movies if you haven't. if you're not a horror fan, it's actually relatively accessible. It's not super gory or anything. Nor is it like it's intense, but it's not scary in my personal opinion.
Isn't it
And
more like thriller, borderline on horror?
it is still horror because it's a slasher. That's really the biggest thing. Is it is a slasher, and I get it. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, slashers are so unoriginal." That's literally what Scream was saying. It's like all these slashers have these rules while they're in a slasher movie. So it's essentially what Cabin in the Woods. I would say this: Scream crawled, or in this case, ran, so Cabin in the Woods could be successful. In my personal opinion, because Cabin in the Woods is very Scream-esque, where it's like, no, we're actually poking fun at these details that actually do happen in horror movies, but we're also embracing the hell out of it. And it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, that's why I love that kind of, it's meta, but it's also a love letter, because that's why I brought up Scooby-Doo. That's why I brought up Velma, because Velma is meta, but it is not a love letter. It is just hateful. And that's the biggest
boring.
It's hate mail and spam. That's
exactly.
What it is.
Exactly.
People,
that is 100% what it is.
I hear some people are just watching it just to hate on it.
Well, and I'm sure there's hate watchers out there. It happens, but you know. Anyways, with the Scream 6 trailer, I had a lot of fun with it. Joe, do you have any thoughts on the trailer? I know the shotgun scene is going to be brutal. I'm looking forward to that fucking scene. That looks intense.
I want buckets upon gallons of blood.
They're not going to go the Evil Dead route, Joe, but they are going to... I will say this, the last Scream movie did have a fair amount of gore, and I do like that. So I'm happy that these guys are getting another chance at another... They're taking another stab at Scream, and I think that they're really going to revolutionize this. I think we're going to get more than just one or two ghost faces. I really do believe we're going to get multiple ghost faces, and I think it's all going to be ringlead by Stu Macher. But that's yet to be seen. Anyways,
so you're thinking what originally was supposed to be?
Yes, I would
love
that.
Into this movie.
Yeah, I would love that. You know, because honestly, there's only so much you could do with the Scream formula. Because I hate the fact that it is a formula now. But it's like, okay, cool. So we have these people. They have their reasons. They're constantly saying, "Oh, well, I just saw it in the movies, and that's going to be my defense." And it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, I get that. However, that's why I don't hate on Scream 3. It tries something different. However, it falls flat. That's why I don't like it, but I don't hate it. You know what I mean? If there's anyone that I actively hate, it would not really be any of them. I would say like Scream 2 is relatively forgettable, minus the opening and one or two other scenes. Beyond that, I think it's the most forgettable. But Scream 4 is a fucking... I hate how much Scream 4 gets shit on. I really do. Because Scream 4 is great. Like, don't get me wrong, the fucking the twist openings go on way too goddamn long. I will agree on that, because Scream 4 was like, oh yeah, it's stab 8, 9, 10, 12, you know, like all that shit. I'm like, stop. just shut up. Shut up. We get it. Yeah, it's like, I think it's like 5 minutes of this shit, and then they finally do a 6-minute opening, and then we get Scream 4, and it's like,
bruh,
chill. Exactly, like that. But that's
stabbing the montage.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like they got all these people just to do like 1 or 2 scenes, and it's just one of those things that it's like, okay, I get it. You're poking fun of yourself. Go right ahead. Like, you could have cut this way shorter. You know, it's just one of those things. Like, that's my major complaint about Scream 4. Beyond that, I think it's great. So, anyways, with Scream 5, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I went out of my way to go see it in theaters after I heard the nothing but positive reviews. Also because my boy Huey was in there. You know, Huey from The Boys. Like, he was in there, and he might actually surprise you if you haven't seen the movie and who he actually is. Though granted, they're like, oh well, he obviously did it. And then it's like they go out of their way to kind of prove that he didn't. And then there's a twist with that. So I was like, okay, I like that. That's it's not that I didn't see it coming, and that's what everybody's like. Oh well, Scream 5. I saw who it was in the first 5 minutes. It's like, shut the fuck up. That's not the whole point. It's not the who done it aspect of it. It's the why did they do it? Why are they doing this? It's never
it's a different.
Yeah,
exactly.
Different formula. It's like,
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
you find
It's
out
supposed to be a whodunit, but that's
Yeah.
not supposed to be the major reveal. The major reveal is why. That's why I like that. Billy
which is a different
and
take
Stu.
on most slasher films because it's usually
Exactly. It's
always
never
a who at the end, not a
well,
why.
not all slashers. I would say like
Well,
Halloween,
majority-
like the
but quite a
major
few of
ones,
them.
yes. But yeah, no, a lot of them are whodunits, so I will agree on that. Like especially the giallo films. But that being said, the major thing about Scream that I think everybody forgets is it's supposed to be why. Why are they doing this? It's never the who. Who gives a shit about who it is? That never fucking matters, except for the first one. The first one really was who the hell is doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, well, I suspect it's that person, but then they just prove that it isn't. And then I suspect it's that person, but then they just prove that it isn't. And then that's where like the genius of it's two of them. That's what I love. The second one, it's two more. Though there was only one. There was only really one complaint I had about the second one, aside from it being mostly forgettable. Is there is a plot twist on what or who one of the Scream character or who one of the Ghostface are. Like apparently she gets like plastic surgery and she's a different character. It's like it's a loose tie to the first one, and I don't like that. And then the third one, less I can say about the third one. But I don't blame it because it was so rushed. And Scream 4, Scream 4 they tried. I think it's honestly getting better recognition. But Scream 5, again, not who. You never focus on who. You do, but like that's not the main reason. You don't get the right to go, oh, well, I guess it was going to be this person in the first 15 minutes. Fuck you. If you're that kind of asshole, fuck you. That's not fun for anybody. The fun part is why are they doing it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why are they doing it? Because they've just been getting their kicks off of a murder for years.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my parents are going to be so mad at me. But I'm going to go ahead and go into the next topic. And that topic is Paramount Plus has actually ordered a new Dungeons & Dragons live action show. And I have some concerns, partly because of what they did with Halo. That is my major concern. And Joe, I know that's yours. However, that being said, I believe Paramount is also producing the Dungeons & Dragons movie.
I believe so.
I believe it's Paramount.
I believe they are.
But no, when it comes to their movies, they have great movies. I will give them that. Like
Paramount's got some
fantastic movies. Yeah. But when it comes to their shows, yeah, it's hit and miss. But that being said, I wouldn't say lackluster. Like honestly, a lot of their shows, their biggest problem is because they do a lot of CBS shows. Their biggest problem is they run their shows for too damn long. Like, bro, NCIS, the only remaining character from the first season. No, Gibbs is gone.
I know.
He was retired. But the only remaining character is McGee.
I know.
That's it. He's the only remaining character of the entire show. Everybody else has been replaced. What about what?
Wow.
What about Ducky?
Ducky kind of retired to be the NCIS records keeper, and Dr. Not Mallard. What's his name? Palmer. Palmer took over as the head examiner. So he's the only other one. Abby's gone. Almost everybody. Ziva will come back every now and then, but I don't think she's ever going to come back. Michael Weatherly is done. He's been done. They retired.
He's
Espinoza.
Bull, I think.
Yeah, and even Bull ended.
Damn.
Yeah. I'll give Paramount that. They ended Bull. They wrapped it up after 10 seasons.
They probably wouldn't have what's his name, who's Tobias come back.
Oh yeah, that dude. No, not with Gibbs being retired. No. Anyways,
Mark Harmon's up to these days.
He's retiring. Yeah, he doesn't really want to do much anymore. Anyways,
more like
at one point, every actor's got to be like, you know what, I'm kind of done.
I'm kind of done. Yeah, like not everybody can be Helen Mirren. Not everybody can be like shit. Even Mel Brooks retired. He retired from directing and acting.
Yeah, so, I was when the Spaceball sequel having to make fun of the prequels in it. Really
honestly, I think he still said he wants to do the Spaceball sequel. It's just he doesn't found the creative spark to really write it out. It's just one of those things. Like, because you got to remember, Spaceballs was not only making fun of Star Wars, it was making fun of Star Trek. It was making fun of
Alien.
sci-fi as a whole. Made fun of Alien. Made fun of Planet of the Apes. Like I said, sci-fi as a whole was made fun of in that movie.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
There goes the neighborhood.
Oh, shit. There goes the neighborhood. Yeah. Anyways, that being said, we were talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I think, here's the thing. Here's my pitch for a Dungeons and Dragons live action show. And hear me out, because it actually sounds like a lot of fun. Make it something similar to American Horror Story, where you get one season of one type of arc. And then the next season, you can even share some of the actors and stuff from the first season, but you make it a different show. Basically, like, you could do the first season is your typical, like actually going into dungeons, slaying dragons, that kind of thing. Then the second season, it could be a futuristic Dungeons and Dragons. And then you can have a third season where it's like steampunk. You're constantly changing the style, and I think that is
where you're. I think that would be a good way to go.
Absolutely, and honestly, because I think that's the biggest thing that I could always give American Horror Story is. They went the extra mile to each season was its own arc.
Imagine make it where it's based off of like different editions of D&D or something.
You could also do that as well. And I'm just saying, like, you need to change up the style for each season. And I think that would work tremendously well for a D&D show, because there's endless styles you can do.
Where everybody's you have some actors that are the players, and then have some actors that are the characters.
Exactly. Now another thing too is you could also do something to where it's like you could have an animated season.
Oh yeah.
That would be
Make it an anime style, like old school anime style. Like, that would be fun.
Like how the original 80s Dungeons and Dragons animated series was.
I wouldn't say that cheap, but definitely give homage to
that. Yeah, obviously not that cheap, but give a good homage to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really cool. Now, another thing too is I think go the Ralph Bakshi animated Lord of the Rings route, where you do have certain rotoscoping characters where it's like you get the actual movement, but it's drawn over, like a lot of the animated segments of the holiday special from Guardians of the Galaxy was. So it's just one of those things. It's like, I think you could do something like that, or you could do something where it's like the Into the Spider-Verse kind of animation.
Ooh,
that would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. Yeah. I'd love to see that in a fantasy setting in a Dungeons & Dragons. I think there's so much potential with this idea. However, because it is Paramount, I do have my reservations about it, just because of how they have handled their shows. But it's also one of those things is like, if you get the right people attached, I think you have a fucking banger of a show. Like, I think you have your next Yellowstone if you do this correctly.
Yeah, if done correctly, yeah. I could totally see it. I do like the American Horror Story route. I think that would be a good one, because I've watched 4 seasons of it, but then after that I kind of got bored with it.
See, I couldn't even do Murder House. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I could not stand Murder House. I was like, I fucking hate this show. I don't ever want to watch it again. And someone told me, you do not have to watch Murder House. Watch Asylum. And I was like,
Asylum was my favorite. I
loved Asylum. Really Coven was pretty good, but I couldn't get through it. I
Coven
lost my
took me a while.
Yeah,
Coven, I got 3 or 4 episodes into Coven, and then kind of lost interest. And then I picked it up again. It's like I still had a hard time getting through it, but Coven was actually a really good season.
I got to the point where Kathy Bates' character came into the modern day, where she was still alive.
Yeah,
still racist.
That's where I got. Yeah, still racist. Yeah. I got up to that point, if I'm not mistaken.
I got. Oh wait, no. I got. I watched from season 1 all the way up to Circus.
Freak Show.
Freak Show.
I think Freak Show was season 4.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I really kind of lost interest into it.
Freak Show was great, in my opinion. Everybody says it's like the best season. Hold on 1 second.
Season 2.
Oh no, I love season 2. Asylum was one of the best.
Connected.
Asylum was really good. I did really like the connections that Freak Show gave to the other seasons. I thought that was cool.
Have a fucking cricket, my guy. Sorry, I apparently.
Then there was Roanoke. That was like, what the fuck?
I heard Roanoke is not god awful. I really want to see Summer, or what is it, 84? I believe it's American Horror Story 84. I really want to see
I
that.
haven't watched that one yet.
I really
Yeah, I
want to
haven't
see
either.
that
All I
one. That
know
one looks
is-
good.
I watched
Or
Cult.
it was 1984.
Cult was just
American Horror Story Cult was not great. Apocalypse was not great either. Apocalypse was dog shit.
Yeah,
And then
it
they tried
connected.
American Horror Stories, like the double feature.
Mhm.
Interesting
that.
concept. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't watched it either. I've seen that. I've seen a couple trailers, like when I'm watching Hulu or something like that, but I haven't really got into it.
They've honestly fallen off because they're still trying to suck their own dick. Basically, like, oh yeah, we created American Horror Story. You know, that kind of shit.
Like
Yeah.
owner.
But anyways, I will say this: American Horror Story was one of those shows that it's like, I can see why it was a phenomenon. I can see why FX ran it as long as they did. However, they need to fucking end it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
They like
End it or reboot it. One of the two. You gotta do something.
first
'cause,
season, like
Yeah.
I had to stop because I thought I was starting to have a mental breakdown from watching because it's that spooky.
Which season?
Murder House, the first season.
Murder House. See, I couldn't get through Murder House. Murder House. I was like, you know what? As soon as I saw the leather gimp, I'm like, not my shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I fucking hate it.
I know.
I've yet to fucking go back to it. The biggest
It
thing
was
that
weird.
freaked me out. The biggest thing that like immediately turned me off was the maid disguising herself as a young hot woman and the guy, the father having sex with her. I was like,
Yeah, that
you
was
lost
kind of
me.
a-
I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah.
where it
Evan
kinda
Peters
got
is
whacked.
cool, but that's like after that you lost me. And I know it like it goes into like apparently Evan Peters is a ghost and all that shit. And I'm like,
That could be pretty good. Pretty
like-
good roles.
yeah. It's just one of those things. It's not my bag, but I loved Asylum. Asylum was great. I love the UFO angle. I love the whole psychic and the nun being possessed by a demon angle. Oh, that was so good.
It was
I
the
loved
most
that.
hilarious because of like the
Uh,
whole theme with the asylum. Like, it's
Yeah. Also, what was his name? What did they call him? The what killer?
Asylum
Okay.
actually kind of reminded me of like a weird D&D session, to be honest.
I
Like,
would
if you
love a
think-
horror season. Like if we're gonna go into D&D, I would love a horror-esque thing. Like
I've
do
been
what
wanting to do
Vox
that.
Machina did with that last arc before we got into season 2.
Oh yeah, that'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
That's
I would
something
love that. Go horror. Go straight up like fucking dark as shit. Horror as much
I
as
would
possible.
say like
I would love it.
like maybe like if they get, as you were saying, like different seasons and depending on how many seasons they get, maybe go like every genre to make it like a steampunk could be like a western type thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I would love a Western season as well. But like
Yeah.
steampunk could definitely be something along the lines like go creative, make it a horror comedy. Make steampunk a horror comedy somehow. Like go like
That'd be
how 9 got intense, but keep the comedy from like Shaun of the Dead. That would be awesome. I would love
Oh,
to
yeah.
see that. That's so creative. You could do so much with that.
Which
by
is
the
one
way-
thing I
by
really
the way-
love about
hold on.
D&D, minus the
Hold on.
issues it's having now.
Hey, Paramount. I have a really good idea for a steampunk arc. If you would like to know, I could definitely do it for some royalty checks. Anyways,
Right. Same here. Come on.
Yeah, I have some ideas. Come on. Just write a blank check and I'll write what I want. Hey, don't worry, it won't be more than like maybe 2.5 million. Don't worry. I swear I won't bankrupt you.
I have a plan, Paramount.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I
have
got a
plan.
good sci-fi. I'm actually working on a sci-fi campaign right now.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
like-
I'm working on a steampunk campaign, so there you go. You know, it's just one of those things. Like I already have an idea of where I want it to end and how to get
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Keep me in mind, Paramount, if you are listening right now. Very seriously. Anyways, on to
If
our.
only,
You know,
right?
I guess we're gonna go ahead and roll, and let's see what we get. Oh shit, we get a D20. We got a trailer for Mandalorian season 3, and I cannot be more excited. I have actually heard that Emily Swallow, the person who plays the armorer, she is going to be more involved in this season, which is super fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. In
So-
general, the Mandalorian series
Yeah.
is great. It's a great series.
I wouldn't go so far as to say great. I would say it's a great example of what Star Wars can be. However, there
Mhm.
are still some problems I do have with Mandalorian. It's minor nitpicks, but like the second season, I think went on a little too long, in my personal opinion. It felt
I can
very
see
side
that.
quest. It
Right.
felt very, very side quest for me, and that was the biggest problem.
I did get that same feeling. It was a little too side quest, not really.
Yeah,
But all in all, it was still great.
It felt like a filler season. It really did. And I like it. It's fine, but it's just one of those things. It's like when it feels like a filler season, eh. And also the fact that you take Boba Fett, which was already kind of a meh show, and then you just basically make it Mandalorian season 2.5. Like
Mhm.
you find out how he gets his new ship, and for Mando season 3, you find out what Grogu went through and why he's back with the Mandalorian. You find all that out in the Book of Boba Fett.
pretty much.
Because that's what I wanted from my Book of Boba Fett show. Not, definitely didn't want anything to do with Boba Fett. No, I want a Mandalorian, bitch. It's like, no, I could have been fine with Mandalorian showing up. Mando could have shown up. I would have been perfectly fine with that. However, when it came down to fucking, like, how he did, like, it's like, he basically
Mhm.
took over the whole show. And that's... Like, he literally has a whole episode to himself in the show called Book of Boba Fett. How the fuck do you do that? That's
It's been a while
fucked
since
up.
I watched both those.
That's how you do it.
That's kind of messed up, but
Yeah, he takes
but
an
they were still
entire fucking
both
episode.
really. I really like both shows. Both shows are really good.
I don't hate on the shows. The shows are fine.
I
It's
can't
just-
wait till like when we get the other live action series. I can't wait for Ahsoka personally.
Ahsoka is going to be good. I've been hearing great things about Andor. I've been meaning to watch that as well.
I haven't watched Andor yet. I've watched a little, like I watched a little bit of it, then got distracted by other things like Willow and the National Treasure series, which I love both of those.
I saw a little bit of Willow, and it pains me to say this. Warwick Davis can't act anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
He
different.
really can't. He can't do it anymore, and it pains me to say that because I love Warwick
pains-
Davis. He seems like a cool dude, but it's just one of
Yeah.
those things. It's like, man, can he not? It's like because I read her mind. Haha, just kidding. Like shit, even I have more personality than that, and I was pulling that out of my ass. Like he literally just goes, "Because I read her mind." Haha, just kidding. I can't do that. You look like your mother. I was like, this is the same Warwick Davis that played the fucking leprechaun, right?
And Wicked from fucking episode 6.
Yup.
Okay. Okay, I'll bet he was
And
not.
He was actually a
fucking-
kid when he did that.
Yeah, and then what the hell is the professor's name from Harry Potter? Can't remember the damn. Thank you.
Flitwick, yeah.
Yeah.
He played Flitwick, yeah. He also played a number of different Star Wars characters. He was in episode 1. He was one of the onlookers in the pod race thing. He's played a couple creatures here and there. He usually plays characters with a name that starts with W. Because Wicket and his name is Warwick,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it pains me to say that he can't act anymore. And that sucks. I hate that.
Yeah.
Also,
Up there
I
in
wasn't a
years,
fan.
so.
I wasn't a fan of Willow. I had all high hopes for it because I'm like, okay, yeah, you could do a lot with that. But it's just one of those things. Is like, man, from what I've heard from people that love the movie,
It's definitely it's a different. I don't even know how to like word it, but like,
yeah,
it's a weird take of the aftermath of what happened in the movie.
right.
Definitely say that. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I fucking enjoy the hell out of it.
It's just a different-
really weird.
Yeah, it's different. So, and I also know that the redhead chick from Falcon and Winter Soldier is in it, and that automatically turned me off because I did not like her. I hated her, and I heard.
I actually haven't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier yet.
So, you know the redhead in the show? In the show
I
Willow.
But yeah. I know you're.
So
Yeah, I
she's
know what
in
happened.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, and she basically
Oh,
is the
the bad
exact
chick?
same chick. Yeah,
Huh.
I forget her name, but I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, the one that took the super soldier serum and was frail as shit, like was literally becoming a domestic terrorist, but they tried to portray her as a tragic hero.
A tragic ginger, yeah.
Yeah, a tragic ginger
What are they
hero.
faking?
I don't know, and apparently Disney's still trying to make this chick a thing, and it's like, bro, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, she can't act. From what I've seen, man, she just can't act.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She has an interesting character in Willow, but I don't know. Her acting's not as good
Yeah.
compared to the actress that plays Kit
Mhm.
and the other. I can't remember anyone's name for some reason, but
Okay,
she's
now.
That's
like
usually
the
not a good sign of a good
weakest
show.
she's like the weakest of all the actors that they have for Willow.
Yeah, and that's not saying much. But back onto Mandalorian season 3. So anyways, I will say this: I thoroughly think Mandalorian is one of the better live action shows. Again, haven't seen Andor. I plan on seeing Andor.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. And I also need to finish Bad Batch. Apparently, well, I know Andor is slow. I've been told it's a slow burn for sure. So you gotta pay attention to it. However, I've also been told Bad Batch. I've watched Bad Batch. I never finished the whole show. I got to the point where, fuck, what's her name? Omega gets kidnapped by Cad Bane and Fennec Shand, and apparently is trying to escape them. Like that was the last episode I watched. I was like,
I think that was like midway through season 1. I think.
Yeah, exactly. And I still have watched. I have yet to watch season 2. I think season 2's out, right?
Yeah, season 2 is out. I've watched.
I've yet to watch it.
I believe the first 2 episodes are out. Actually, probably now like the first 3 episodes are out.
I'll watch it with you.
Yeah.
Just gotta I'll watch it with you, Christian. You just gotta search for your feelings and know that you could get through it.
No.
Well, it was worth a try.
Not only no. That is a fuck no. Anyways.
That was the worst.
It was worth quoting Darth Vader.
Okay, I've seen some really bad force persuasion before, but that was just terrible.
This is not the bullshit you're looking for. Yeah. Anyways, any more thoughts, comments, concerns on Mandalorian season 3 trailer?
Give me more Star Wars, damn it.
Well, 2023 is the year for Star Wars. There's a lot of shows coming out this year for Star Wars, so I'm excited. I can't wait for season 3. I'm gonna have to watch season 1 and 2 again because it's been a while. But
I need to get through that too, honestly.
I need to do quite a bit of rewatch, but
so
I'm excited.
The only thing I can say is this is the way we're going to go ahead and go into our next topic. Apparently, Jim Henson's company is going to be working on the animatronics for the FNAF movie coming to us from Blumhouse. Yeah. I'm getting more and more excited about this movie because, like,
we've been hearing I know fans have been wanting a FNAF movie for years. Years and years. I think since FNAF 3, I believe.
I want to say so, and I
don't know. It's been so long since I've heard.
Yeah. But Blumhouse is actually going through with it, and now the unfortunate thing is it is going to be PG-13, which I guess makes sense. If you want a rated R version of FNAF, go watch Willy's Wonderland. It has Nicolas Cage. What more can you fucking ask for? Even though it's low budget as shit. Anyways, I'm sorry. I thoroughly enjoyed Willy's Wonderland. I'm like, that's my FNAF for him. And I've yet to play a FNAF game because not my bag. But I do want to see this movie. I just because as a casual person that knows what FNAF is, have seen clips of it. It's like, okay, I'm curious.
I watched the gameplay through. I watched the first one, third, VR, which I thought was a weird one, and I think my favorite has to be Security Breach.
I heard Security Breach is one of the best ones.
Security Breach is such a good one.
Yeah, and
It's
I've also
definitely
seen
my
game
favorite.
theories videos on FNAF, so I have an idea of the lore. It's been a while since I've seen
I
it, but
watched Mark
I do have an
Oh, yeah.
idea of the lore. So
Oh yeah, I've watched
Yeah.
every episode of Game Theories.
oh yeah,
FNAF
no,
lore,
100%.
and-
I also watched all
Oh.
of his "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared."
Who hasn't watched
He
those?
actually got me to watch all of "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" because he explained it. I was like, okay, I can watch this.
Did it make you feel disturbed?
No, not really. Honestly, I was like, okay, this is just gonna be shocking for shock's sake. There's a few things I was like, okay, odd, but I can live with it. I think at that point I wasn't jarred by anything anymore because I'd seen like Evil Dead, I'd seen a lot of horror movies. I think it just numbed me to it. So I was like, oh, okay, oh cool, blood and guts, fun. It involves animatronics, even better. Way to go, superstar. Anyways, that being said, I think honestly, if there ever is, there's like two companies I can think of when we're thinking of creature animatronics, and I think of Winston, or sorry, not Winston, Sam Winston, who is great. I think of Weta. Weta has pretty good. They're mostly visual effects, but they do have some good animatronics every now and then.
Yeah.
And of course, we also have Jim Henson's company, and I believe
I think
Amblin?
Jim Henson's a good.
Great
solid
fit
pick.
because yeah, absolutely, it's a stellar pick because they already have an idea of what puppets should be. So I think it's not a bad idea. I'm trying to think of other special effects companies that work with animatronics and suits and stuff like that. But those are the big three that come to mind: Weta,
Yeah.
Sam Winston, and because I forget what Sam
What
Winston
movies
is, but-
did Weta? That name says
Weta-
familiar, I just can't think
so
of what
Weta-
movies they did.
When it comes to digital effects, they did the disintegration stuff from not only Infinity War, they also did the disintegration effects in X-Men: The Last Stand.
Okay.
So that's like that's their biggest achievement. They do really good disintegration when it comes to like showing how a body can go away. I think another one that they've worked on some horror movies for sure. I believe they worked on the 2011 Thing. The 2011 The Thing, the prequel to The Thing. So, and that movie, here's the thing: it's not god awful. It's actually a really good movie. The problem is the effects hold it back so tremendously bad. But it's a great movie. But it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, that movie was supposed to have practical effects, but then the studio came in and said, I don't like the way that eye moves. Cover it in CGI. It's the same problem I have with Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Jurassic World had a lot of elements of like,
the
oh, there's actual animatronics in the movie. It's like, okay, cool. I can't see any of them. Aside from the fucking Brontosaurus. That's it.
yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of things, but most movies, like some movies are really, really great. It's the studio and
Yeah, absolutely.
everyone else that fucks shit up.
I mean, shit, Hellboy with David Harbour would have been fantastic if the studio had not been constantly interfering with how it was made. It got to the point where David Harbour was storming off sets. And everybody's like, oh, he's arguing with the director. He's like, no, they were arguing with producers. Him and the director.
Yeah.
And it's just
that was another reason why the Super Mario movie, I know we don't talk about it, but that's one of the major issues of the Super Mario movie.
I kind of like that movie.
I know, I kind of like it too.
It has a soft spot in my heart. I think it's not. It was one of the first movies I was like, okay, I kind of like this. I like the vibe and everything. Joe, I will stab you in the eye. Back the fuck away from the camera.
I'm just making sure I'm hearing this right. And
the movie is not the worst movie in the world. It's just not a good Mario Brothers movie. That's the only problem.
Okay, I'm just keeping you honest.
Because a lot of it was the studio kept interfering. They went through like 4 or 5 different screenwrites as they were filming.
And honestly,
through,
here's the
3 or 4
aside from
directors
Leguizamo,
as filming.
Yeah.
So
aside from Leguizamo, back then, Leguizamo now, I would love to see him as like a Luigi. That would be awesome. Bob Hoskins is a great choice for Mario. I think that's a fantastic choice.
Yeah.
The only other person I would have said that would have been really good for it, I think, would have been like a Chris Farley or because I mean he came out in the 90s. So yeah, like Chris Farley would have been. I think he would have been a great.
Yeah, you know,
Chris Farley would have been a good Mario.
Even Danny DeVito, just his personality.
Danny DeVito, yeah,
would have been
absolutely.
a great Mario.
Shit, Danny DeVito should have directed the Mario Brothers movie.
while he's doing
Everybody
Matilda.
forgets that he directs. He directed Matilda.
And also was in it.
Yeah. He also
Great
directed
movie.
a
The remake was weird, but I loved it. Matilda was a great movie.
yeah, Matilda is just one of those things. It's like I enjoyed it as a kid, but now I enjoy it more as an adult because it's so
Relatable.
genuine. It's not even relatable. It's just one of those things. It's like it's so genuinely good-hearted and mean-spirited at the same time.
It's one of those great
that I just
classics.
adore
It's a
it.
great
You know,
classic.
it's just yeah, absolutely. But you know, unfortunately, there has been a breach in security, and we're gonna go ahead and go into our next topic before they decide to kill us. So our next topic is
Right.
we have some Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
Hell
news.
yeah.
Once and Always, the reunion is coming to Netflix, and I believe there is a new show, but I do not know much about this, so I'm gonna hand it over to our professional. Power Rangers expert, DJ Lionheart, aka Leon. Go right ahead, buddy.
When I first saw this trailer for the 30th anniversary, I got really excited for it because I grew up as a Power Rangers fan. I know a few people here watched it every once in a while.
Hey, Mystic Force was my shit, bitch, and you
Mystic
can
Force
fucking
was
fight me
amazing.
on it.
Mystic Force was one of my favorites.
Jungle,
but-
what was it? Jungle Fever?
Jungle
It wasn't
Fury.
Jungle Fury
Jungle
was good.
Fury,
I
that
liked
was a
Jungle
good one.
Fury.
I remember watching SPD and Mystic Force.
I actually
Best
liked
fucking
SPD.
season of my life. SPD was fucking amazing.
Yes,
Um,
SPD was great. I loved SPD.
Which is interesting you bring that up, Joe. Surprisingly, this helps me a little bit because, okay, they're bringing almost every original character is coming back. We can't have Austin St. John because of the shit he pulled with
Was he in prison?
there was this weird COVID scam that he was a part of, so he's not coming back.
Which
For it.
one?
Amy Jo Johnson sadly declined because of financial issues with coming into it because she would have to fly all the way to New Zealand. So sadly, we won't be able to get them. But
Those are
we
great.
do, and obviously JDF can't be in it. Sad, rest in peace. And also, Troy Tang can't be in it because she passed away in 2001. But her daughter is set to refrit. I cannot remember the actress's name, but she will be playing Trini's daughter, and she will be the Yellow Ranger in this team up special.
Oh, so this is a team up special then. Oh,
I
okay.
didn't-
That's
I didn't
awesome.
know that's
As far as
what
I know,
the Yellow
it's-
Ranger actress.
It's gonna, I think it's gonna tie in to the next season of Power Rangers, which is going to be Cosmic Fury.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Which
So
sword on.
the actors that are coming back is Walter E. Jones as Zach, Karen Ashley as Aisha, Johnny Young Bosch as Adam. So it's interesting that we're having Walter and Johnny both be in this because they were both Black Rangers in the Mighty Morphin series.
Right.
Adam took over for Zach. But what's great about this is Adam and Aisha are wearing interesting costumes. They're wearing on their costumes. There's a badge that says SPA, and everyone is thinking it's Space Patrol Alpha, which is the beginning of this SPD series. At least that's what everyone's thinking, that it's going to be the first time we're seeing it. So I thought that was a good nod. homage to bringing in something from SPD. I'm
Right.
really, from what the trailer was saying, that Catherine Sutherland, who will be our Pink Ranger Catherine, was saying there's a lot of Easter eggs in that's going to be in this series,
Right.
in this special. So, and the biggest thing is David Yost is coming for this special.
Blue Ranger.
Remind me who David Yost is?
He played Billy Cranston in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Blue
Oh.
Ranger.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, we haven't seen him put on the suit in 28 years.
Damn.
Dang.
He actually left the series because of
The whole thing.
Well, if you guys don't know, he's actually gay, and back then he was not great for that. He was getting bullied and harassed by a lot of the crew, not the actors and everything, but it was a lot of the crew
Right.
were bullying him, making fun of him, and whatnot. So eventually, he just left. Which
I
is
mean,
why
yeah, I would too.
yeah. So we haven't seen him be Billy in a long time. So for me, seeing Billy come back, that is an amazing feat.
Right.
It's a shame I
I'm
didn't know
excited
what
for
happened
this.
to the Yellow Ranger actress.
She passed away she died in a car crash in 2001.
I was a kid. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That feels, man.
Yeah. So, another thing that I thought was weird for this was in the shots, because they were showing, doing behind the scenes shots. We do see the 6 original colors. So there will be a Green Ranger for this 30th anniversary special.
Right.
So a lot of people are thinking it's gonna be Tommy, quote unquote, but it's gonna be a lot of voiceover. Or another,
Probably.
what someone else was thinking, that Adam's gonna put on the gonna have the Green Ranger's powers. Now, me personally, I think it'd be a great homage because is having Jason David Frank's daughter be revealed as the Green Ranger.
That would be a
like-
good homage, yeah.
That would be like,
because she's already a part of the Legend of the White Dragon. She plays a small role in that movie, which I'm hoping we get soon. But if I remember correctly from another interview, it's like she would happily put on the Green Ranger's suit.
Right.
So that would be cool. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but if it is, I hope something is a good homage to Jason David Frank, because he promoted Power Rangers ever since he left, and then came back as Dino Thunder Black, and then the last time we saw him was in Power Rangers Ninja Steel Dimensions in Danger.
oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, with that badass Master Morpher, man.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
in other Ranger news, along with that, along with the trailer for the 30th anniversary special, we got a first look at the new suits for Cosmic Fury. And
That's
I
good.
sent you the picture for that.
Right.
Hey,
I wasn't going to flash it just because, might as well let some of these people look up their own stuff if they want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me double check it real quick. Ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
those look good.
Yeah. The new
Those
suits
look
look fucking
great.
amazing. And what's really
Yeah.
great is we're getting a female Red Ranger.
Yeah. I did notice that.
The last time we saw a female Red Ranger was in SPD.
Right.
I'm not counting Samurai because that was only
Wait,
like a
no, there
3
was-
4 episode thing.
SPD had a male Red
Samurai
Ranger.
was only a 3 or 4 episode thing. I loved Samurai.
Samurai, okay, the Red Ranger primarily through Samurai was a male.
Right.
His sister also was a Red Ranger.
Okay.
Because she inherited the Morpher from her father, which actually was funny because that actually was the Super Sentai's version of the Samurai Morpher.
Right.
And she was only in it for a few episodes. So I don't technically, a lot of fans kind of don't count her as a Red Ranger because she didn't lead a full team.
Right.
Throughout whole
Oh, sorry.
season.
I'm confusing Samurai with Ninja Storm. My bad.
That was a good one.
Ninja Storm was
Ninja
good.
Storm was another
Ninja
good
Storm
one.
was my shit. Yeah.
I'm
Jungle
really
Fury, Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder was never really my thing. Even though I like dinosaurs, it was not. It was already done by the time I was getting into Power Rangers. I of course love the originals because I had a lot of the old movies and stuff like that. And then what was another one? Mystic Force was my shit. I loved Mystic Force was the one I always grasped onto. Ninja Storm and Mystic Force were my favorites for sure. Those were great. I love those.
Ninja Storm
SPD was
wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite just because of the weird comedy aspect. And I understand when I watched it then, I really didn't like it. But as I watched it again when I was older, I understood it more because at that time they were switching everything around. At the time, Disney got a hold of the Power Ranger franchise and they moved everything to New Zealand. And they were just trying to get their reins. But all in all, Disney actually pulled out some badass fucking Power Ranger seasons, man.
They did.
SPD, RPM, Mystic Force. All those were really, really well done.
Oh, yeah.
Granted,
100%.
Operation Overdrive was a bad season in my opinion, but
I remember watching one episode and I guess part of it just didn't appeal to me.
Mystic Force was but yeah, no, I didn't really get into that one. Operation Overdrive, it sounds familiar. But yeah, Mystic Force was my go-to. I at that point I was getting really into magic, so I was like, "Yo, Mystic Force, let's go!" Like that was my crack. So it was so good, and I still haven't finished it.
Oh yeah, it's a great season.
I never finished it. Yeah,
what Joe's talking about with SPDs, there's 2 Red Rangers. Because there's 2 teams, Alpha Team and Delta Team. We follow Delta Team.
Red Ranger. Was it the Blue Ranger that became red?
Okay, you're thinking of the 15th anniversary episode, Once a Ranger. Yes, at the time he did get promoted from green to blue to red.
It was crazy.
But yeah,
time
travel, man. But that was the thing. Yeah, the only other time we saw the first time we saw a Red Ranger being female was an SPD, and she led the Alpha Team, which turned evil. Now the thing is, it wasn't like how Tommy turned evil by magic. No, they turned on their own free will. Went bad.
Interesting.
So, actually having another female Red Ranger is interesting, and I can't wait to see this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
the 30th anniversary special will be April 19th of this
Netflix.
Year. So on Netflix.
Absolutely.
So I can't wait.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I'm right there with you. I've been meaning to get back into Power Rangers, anyways. It was always, but right now I'm stuck between 15,000 different things. But I'll ask you your personal opinion. But of course, I think that is going to be the end of the Snodacast. I don't believe we're going to go into Snowdaquicks because we have been going on for about an hour, and I got some other stuff I got to go take care of. So I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. I have been your host, Black Chef 56. I have, of course, been joined by DJ Lionheart, aka Leon.
Stay nerdy.
And of course, we were also joined by What a Joe. Because of course we were joined by What a Joe, aka former Joker, or formerly known as Joker.
The Joker.
Yeah.
No, a Joker.
Anyways, he is a Joker, but he's not the Joker.
That was
I've been forced into retirement with that role.
That you have. But of course, we were also joined by Gallows, aka Thomas. But due to technical difficulties, we did lose him earlier on. And once again, we are all professionals.
Always.
And this has been the Snodacast, episode 3 of season 4. We will see you all later.
Have a good one.